the end, after escaping from the snakeheads, most of the surviving would-be immigrants are rounded up by the Hong Kong police, and the one young man who does make it realizes that his fabled destination of Diamond Hill isn't quite what he imagined, making the bold and daring for the time statement that perhaps capitalist free market society hasn't made the world such a better place after all. All the more ironic coming from a film produced by Hong Kong's largest commercial film studio.
The final scene, Lost Souls, really kind of interesting. Only like the main character really gets out of anything. He goes to Diamond Hill and he's like, no, this can't be Diamond Hill.
I don't know if you know Hong Kong. Diamond Hill, Hong Kong is very, very poor people living.
Yeah, it's like a slum there,
Yeah, of course people say, in China say, oh, Diamond Hill, I must go to Diamond Hill.
Yeah.
Say, oh, this is Diamond Hill.
Yeah. Where are the diamonds?
Lost Souls would ignite a firestorm of controversy. The Shaw brothers were less than thrilled about the finished product's political statements, and the film was flambéed by critics in Hong Kong and abroad for its brutal content. Mou, by this point, was growing increasingly restless working at Shaw brothers, finding its environment creatively stifling.
One time I talked to the Shaw brothers, Reverend Shaw, I said, well, we make 100 films.
Yeah.
In a year.
Yeah.
Would you mind spend some money, make one film, don't talk about the market, talk about a good film. Why should I?
Yeah. One thing I hear about working at Shaw Brothers, it was very hectic, right?
No, for me it's not too bad. Actually, for me, the problem is too comfortable there.
Oh, really? Just so it was just the because I heard a lot of like the actors complain that they had like dormitories that they housed everybody.
I know for them, work very hard. It's true, but for me, I didn't work that hard. I only make 3 films or a year, but it's too comfortable. That's why I left.
For the production and shooting location of his next film, Mou would choose the fresh out of the Cultural Revolution People's Republic of China. The film he would direct there would be Young Heroes, released in 1983.
Around like a little after you did Lost Souls, you quit Shaw Brothers. Yeah, you stopped making films there.
Actually, I quit Shaw Brothers because I tried to make a film in China.
Yeah, which was Young Heroes or Little
But after
Heroes.
that, Shaw Brothers says, why you make my film in China? Because your film cannot show in Taiwan anymore.
Yeah.
Still got a 3 years contract there.
Yeah.
So I don't want it. In that time, China just opened the door for outside. But we make film in Hong Kong, always in studio.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I get tired with this.
Yeah, of course.
I said, I like to see China. That's why I went to China. I said, talk to them. I want to make film. Yeah. They said, okay, you can make film here, but no political film. Don't talk about anything serious. Because they know my background very, very well. Well, how about Kung Fu?
Yeah.
No blood. Also, okay. How about kids Kung Fu? Comedy. Oh, good.
Young Heroes is an entertaining children's martial arts extravaganza concerning a group of kids on the run from Qing government officials in 19th century China. The action is thrilling, and the film beautifully lensed on location all over the mainland. It would also be an enormous financial success.
It has a nice, almost like Grimm's fairy tale. Like this is a thing for kids, but it's like we're going to show you some scary stuff too.
They cut all the blood out. See that? No blood now.
Yeah.
They cut a lot of out.
Yeah.
So this film is very short, actually.
Yeah, it's only about 80 minutes long.
Yeah, because they cut, I think, 50, 70 cut.
Wow.
See, the background is here, very beautiful place. Now it's a very, very famous tourist spot.
Really?
Yeah, since this film.
Wow.
Before, nobody knows this place.
Wow, really?
So in China, I think 80% people watch this.
Really? So it was a very popular movie in
China. Very popular. Wow. Most sales movie in China.
So it was like E.T. in America at the same time.
Oh, yeah. I think more than that.
Wow.
Because kids sometimes tell me they watch 30 times.
30 times. This stuff, very, very painterly, the icy, the glaciers, it's cool. That scene looked like it was probably like tricky to shoot. Pretty impressive though, very.
Especially in Tibet area.
Oh, Tibet, I see. Yeah.
See all the yak.
It has almost a Cecil B. DeMille kind of quality to the scene, yeah.
While filming young heroes in rural China, T.F. Mou began to hear stories about Japan's World War II-era occupation of that country. One story in particular would pique Mou's interest.
The Japanese did much preparatory work. Some of their least known activities were the experiments on bacterial weapons by the Manchurian 731 squad.
Japan began its occupation of China in 1931 with the establishment of Manchukuo, their northeastern Chinese puppet state. The occupation would not be over until the late summer of 1945, when they were forced to hastily retreat after the atomic bombings in the Japanese mainland and Japan's surrender. During this time, they were occupiers known and feared throughout the land for their brutality. Viciousness against the occupied Chinese populace was commonplace, widespread, and considered by many to be comparable to Nazi Germany's Holocaust horrors. One lesser-known, but particularly atrocious example of this was that of Nanasanichi Butai, or Unit 731.
You got the idea to make Black Sun 731, or Men Behind the Sun, around this time, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about how you got there,
When I make film, this film, I'm a young hero.
Yeah.
In China, I spent 8 months there.
Yeah.
I had contact with a lot of people, local people.
Yeah.
I heard the story of 731. I said, well, that's important thing.
Yeah.
I said, any books? No books, just rumors.
Yeah.
Then I started digging.
Unit 731 was a military-run squadron and laboratory located in Heilongjiang Province, the northernmost part of Manchuria in the Pingfang district of Harbin. Only the largest and most active of a number of such medical units stationed all over China. Unit 731 carried out extensive medical experimentation. Run by Lieutenant General Shiro Ishii, a top-ranking army doctor and cunning psychopath, they tested everything from experimental surgeries to germ warfare to medical theories on a variety of live human subjects. They used people of all ages and ethnicities, but particularly the area's Han Chinese, Manchu, and Russian locals. They were referred to as maruta, a Japanese word roughly translating as lumber, in it of itself a strategic code with two purposes. First, it was used to keep the unit's disguise as a lumber mill intact, and second, to effectively dehumanize the victims, preventing the unit's doctors from feeling any remorse over their frequently torturous procedures. The unit's biggest goal was to spread bubonic plague through China and America, to turn the tides of victory in the Japanese Empire's favor once and for all. But the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki put an end to these plans. The story of 731, however, even within China, was a fairly obscure one. T.F. Mou realized that this story needed a much larger audience, and committed himself to making his next film on the subject of Unit 731. It would be a 5-year journey to the finish line, beginning with detailed research in several countries.
In China, only one very thin book.
Yeah.
Talk about this. Published in the 50s.
Yeah.
Not very detailed.
Yeah.
Then I tried to get some information from U.S., Maryland, the National Archive. I got some information there. I went to Japan, interviewed some people. I went to Manchuria. Yeah. Interview people.
Physical evidence of 731, even kind of hard to find now because the Japanese destroyed it all. I've seen your film.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I hear the Japanese government actually may have like film of it in their archives. They just don't want to give it up because make them look kind of bad.
They definitely have.
Once the extensive research was compiled and the budget was raised, getting the film made with the approval of China's egotistic government proved to be just as much of a challenge.
Then I went to China, where I want to make this film. The Chinese government said, well, no. Because in that time, China and Japan had a very good relationship. I worked 2-3 years, try to convince them. Finally, I was approved, giving permission to make the film.
Yeah.
Finally, in early 1988, after years of preparation, the cameras rolled on Black Sun 731, or Men Behind the Sun, for a grueling 6-month shoot. Mou strived for historical accuracy down to nearly every detail. The film, featuring very high production values for a Chinese picture, was shot on a shockingly low budget at many of the same locations where the atrocities actually occurred. The actors, mostly unknown thespians from northern China, were cast based on their resemblance to the real-life World War II-era Japanese people which they were portraying. The actors spoke Japanese on set to complete the film's vision of historical accuracy.
The film opens with really the very, eloquent quote, friendship is friendship, history is history.
That's the argument with government.
Yeah.
The government says, no, we're friendship
Yeah.
with the Japanese very well.
Yeah.
I say, well, you talk about your friendship, I talk about history.
Yeah.
That's why I put this in.
This scene here is pretty interesting. It shows sort of the culture clash between Japan and China. You sort of see it. You start to see it in this scene quite a bit, you know?
Actually, this is the whole thing. This part, I don't know, you noticed that or not.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like the theme of the movie, is this. Yeah.
No, not the only movie, because there's the whole idea of between Japanese and Chinese.
Yeah.
The Japanese bring the new rice.
Yeah.
Who are Chinese?
Yeah.
Kids.
Yeah.
Chinese kids, I don't want it. Then the Japanese, the forced Chinese.
Yeah, that is pretty much in a nutshell what happened during, the war. I mean, Japan was more technologically advanced than China.
Yeah.
They wanted the Chinese to just take it, just
Take
accept.
it,
Yeah, to just accept their better technology,
Right.
their better way of living, and
Right. The Chinese say, well, I don't want it.
Yeah, that's how Nanking happened.
Right.
That's how
Actually, it happens everywhere,
Yeah.
all the time.
it was. Yeah, it was
Even
all-
now,
Yeah.
still happens.
Yeah.
People invade other countries.
Iraq.
Use it.
Where was this movie shot? It looks like it was shot in Manchuria. It was shot near where 731 was. This whole film, right?
Yes.
In a second, I think you see the 731 building. That was actually the real building.
Real building.
That you guys actually shot at. Wow.
Yeah, this is the high school now. They put the name, the school's name.
Yeah.
I think all out and put the Japanese
Yeah.
back. One day, the old ladies come to our cruise. Oh my God!
You're back.
I heard they're going to come back. I didn't expect that soon.
Wow. Let's talk about the child actors. They were Koreans, right?
Well, they're Chinese, but that area Chinese, a lot of Korean people live in there. I use them because now the Chinese, the Han kids, is different than old days Japanese kids. So you can see the old pictures of Japanese kids, just like
You cast actors who all looked like Japanese people at the time.
Yeah.
Even the doctor's wife who gives birth at the end, she looks just like a Japanese woman
Right.
at the time. I've seen the photos, you know. How much did the movie cost to make, would you estimate, in American dollars? It looks like a pretty high-budgeted film.
you get surprised. You get surprised. All budget I asked US dollars, 200,000.
That's actually not really a lot. That's a pretty low budget. It's
Very
it's,
low. I tell you, people they don't believe it. I hire local people.
Yeah.
Local cameraman,
Yeah.
local production manager, local actors.
Yeah.
Local, everything's local. In that time, Chinese manpower is price very low.
Yeah.
You know how much did they get per month?
Yeah. How much?
$50
Wow.
US.
Wow.
Per month.
Per month. For being crew on the film. Wow.
Crew, yeah.
Wow. Interesting.
The main actor,
Yeah.
$200
For the whole
the
film.
whole thing.
Wow.
The film. I use a lot of army here.
Yeah.
Army is free because I deal with the personnel. So they support me trucks and Japanese or soldiers.
Yeah. From watching the movie, it's very historically accurate. You did a lot of research. I mean, almost every detail is in place there.
Yeah, I try my best.
This is a good scene, where Shiro Ishii, you sort of see how
okay.
much of a fucking psychopath he is. It's definitely interesting because I feel like a lot of the people responsible for this kind of thing were psychopaths. A clinically diagnosable psychopath. You totally depict Ishii as that.